Yes, I am live. I'm just reaching over to charge my watch. There we go. Welcome to the Matrix. We're back with this fancy bullshit again. That thing is annoying. I'm gonna put it down. Pet is not gonna be too happy with me. I will put it down. Hello, milkshake? What's shaking? Oh, that was so cringy. It was bound to happen. I had to ask. Yeah, I got a little story about that. So the thing with the background, it's pretty simple. Everybody knows I have a green screen, right? And, I'll probably end up repeating myself, but once a couple of more people come in. But the idea is that I spent a lot of money on a green screen, but I was having a hard time getting the proper lighting. And then I spent a lot of money on a light, but I still wasn't able to get the green screen to actually work properly without having all these, like, weird artifacting and, you know, like, when you have improper green screen, it really looks ghetto. And I didn't want people seeing the back of my wall because it's just got, like, old-style wallpaper. You could see the corner of the window. There's a lot of what I call visual noise, if you know what I mean by that. It's too much to the eye. So we can joke around and say, says the guy with the big glowing green contour for his webcam in the Matrix background. But it's clean, though. You see what I'm saying? It's uniform. It looks, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know the word I'm looking for. So when you're looking at the gameplay, right, you can tell where my webcam ends. Now I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to show you what happens when I turn off the overlay. That's just a green border. It doesn't make it quite as obvious where the webcam ends. Then if I turn off the background, then it looks like I'm a part of the game. And everyone's like, oh, that's really cool. Why don't you just do that? Because there's going to be points where if the lighting isn't good, see, that's where it cuts off there, and that's where it cuts off there. If the lighting is improper as I'm moving throughout the game, even though it looks like I'm a part of the game and this might actually look cleaner, there can be a lot of what's called artifacting. And it just looks grainy and dirty. And see, you can actually even see it right over here. If you actually focus on it, it looks a little bit distorted. Now, no one would ever see that. But I see it, and it drives me nuts. By putting a background like this that's moving, it helps to clean up any of the potential distortion that might come about from having improper lighting. And then finally adding the touch of the overlay, it really solidifies where I am, and it just cleans up the whole image. So again, some people could argue, you know, that something like this looks better. It looks cleaner. I do like this look, but it's difficult to maintain this look, especially in bright and dark settings. If I fixate a background like this, it never changes regardless of what game or position I step in. Does that make sense? Anyway, so that's why I did that. What's the catch? The catch is running that animated background and the overlay takes up almost as much CPU as playing a video game. So if you think I was having a hard time playing Call of Duty before, now if I'm playing a PC game, I'll probably turn all that crap off, to be honest with you. That does take a huge chunk of my CPU. So I'm just playing a little bit of Torchlight. I didn't really know what to play, to be honest. I was just like, you know what? Let me not think about it. I think too much. I was just like, those are my spiders, by the way. They're my little army of spiders. Anybody can have those spiders, regardless of the class that you play. for Torchlight 3. I thought I would just showcase a little bit more. Now, how loud is my voice in conjunction to that stupid annoying dragon and me shooting my gun? Do you have to kind of like squint your eyes and go, what did he just say there? Or can you hear me very clearly or only decently? I'm trying to figure out if I should turn down the volume of the game a smidgen. I can't really tell on my end. Yeah, so this is a pretty interesting game, like I said. Hello. Harukaneter. How's my voice compared to the game? Is the game a little too loud? If I'm firing stuff, I don't want people having to squint to hear me better. I don't want any struggling. I feel like this game is a little bit louder than my standard PlayStation 5 game. So that's what I want to double check. It's fine? Okay, because it seems a little bit loud to me. That's why I'm asking. So what I do is I try to find a good volume, and then on my own, what I do is I adjust my monitoring headphone volumes to where I think it's a good volume for me. And then I adjust it one time in my recording/streaming software. Get it? Once that's in sync, if it sounds too loud to me in my ears, that will be a proper representation of how you hear it. But I haven't quite made that final adjustment yet. Hello, Nathan. How's it going? Alright. So yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to play this for. I don't even know how long I'm going to stream for. Like I said, I didn't want to think. I was just like, let's just do this. This is what in the moment I was doing, so I'm kind of rolling with that. Yesterday I didn't stream because I was too stressed out. Want me to share with you just how fucked up I am in the head? Yeah, I was in the middle of a story there. And this is not an exaggeration. No exaggeration. I spent 2 hours at my computer going, do I play Yakuza? Do I play Call of Duty? Do I play Call of Duty on PC? Or do I play it on my PS5? Should I play Diablo? Should I play Grim Dawn? Should I play wrestling? Should I play hockey? Should I do any sports games? What should I do? Should I bother streaming? Should I play guitar? Should I draw? Should I jog? Should I work out again? Should I have a snack? Should I just go to bed? Should I shop on Etsy? Should I shop on eBay? What should I do? And I'm not making this up. I did that for 2 hours. Right from 8 to 10. I could have just fucking streamed for 2 hours. But instead I wasted my time thinking about what I should do instead of just picking something and doing it. So today I said piss on it. Piss on it hard. Like R. Kelly style piss. And I said, I'm just going to hit the button. I'm just going to do it. People that watch me anyways already know to expect the unexpected and expect a lot of rambling. Which is why I put chatting in some gameplay. It's almost like the roles have been reversed. This is no longer a gaming live stream. It's a chatting live stream with a little supplementary gaming to kind of go along with it. Right? That way people's expectations don't get ruined. Because I would never want people to click and go, yeah, this is not what I was expecting. And then, you know what I mean? So I try to put that in the title. I am so confused. Oh, I am supposed to go. Isn't this where it just... There we go. So we're just killing a boss. You can't rotate the camera in this game. However, you can scroll, zoom, and all the way in so you can really see your character there. And like I said, I'm huge on that. Very, very big on that aesthetic piece of information. Because there's some games like Chaos Bane where I'm stuck like with a zoom all the way zoomed out like that, and you can't zoom in at all. So sometimes if I'm a bit up close, I want to see, you know, my guy firing off a gun. I want to see that visually. I'm wounded. You're gonna be terminated if you don't shut your yapper. So those are my spiders again. Normally spiders are things you want to avoid, but they're there to help me. And again, that is the relic. The poison relic, if you will. I has a legendary bow. I like how the ground just like melts. It sucks the souls down into the abyss. That was really cringy, but it was supposed to be. Hello, Nathan. I think I've already said hello, Nathan. I don't... Oh, there. Just, that's what's going to happen to the people that give the stream a thumbs down. Their body shall be consumed by the earth, never to return. And then you'll end up inside the Matrix like I'm in. So skills, I wanted to show this really quick just because I'm trying to make it so that it's a little bit of a gaming stream and not just me rambling about absolutely nothing. So you only get a couple of trees, so I'm a... whatever you call it. I don't even know what class I am. A sniper, a shooter, whatever. Obviously, I'm going to have some arrow shit for precision. But your middle one will be based on your beginning relic that you chose. So I chose Bane with just like the poison spiders and all that kind of stuff. And you get all these skills. That's the one that anybody can be if they want. So if you're like a ranged class, you got a pet, you want extra pets, you want poison spiders, and all that kind of shit, well then you pick that so everyone can have that. But then obviously the one on the left and the one on the right, that's exclusive to your class. Then the one in the middle can be the same throughout all the classes, if you enjoy that. Hello, Raj. How's it going? This is Torchlight 3. No, I don't know why people think I would have Hitman 3 over a week before the release of the game. I'm an irrelevant bastard in the world of YouTube. I would never get an early copy to a game. And if I did, there would be an embargo. I wouldn't be allowed to stream it anyways. I'd be allowed to only do regular upload footage. So let's go ahead and get our chest after I get my new weapon. This looks badass. Bam! How do you like me now? Look at that bow. Look at that. Looks like a spider dragon bow. That made no sense, but it did to me. That's actually kind of cool. So it looks like we found ourselves a new pet. A golden alcacaca. Pet grants 10% chance to block regardless of shield use. We'll send him home. Hopefully he doesn't shit all over the floor. And this is the boss chest. You get a bunch of loot a la Diablo 3 or any other ARPG. Like I said, I think this game gets shat on a little bit harder than it deserves. I'm not an expert at the game. There's transmog, there's a bunch of pets. There's just a lot of shite that you can do in this game. You can send the loot to your alts. It's a good time. pretty sweet. I'm sending these to my pet so that she can go, or he, whatever, do their thing. And then I'm just like, bye-bye. The reason I keep the pet is I get a passive buff that makes me move 50% quicker, but when it always goes, it makes me rage and it makes me want to punch the screen. So I just may have to get rid of the pet. I might have to get rid of the pet for my own sanity. Hitman Agent 47 has joined the stream. We're either in for some laugh and giggles, which is the same thing, or we're in for something. So how is everyone anyways? Anyone play Torchlight 3 or know about this game? It's pretty interesting, like I said. Doors magically open up. It's pretty creepy. You got a contract? Who's it to take out? What he answers will dictate who he is. Alright, let's just go ahead and travel to over here. Well, who he says he's going to take out is going to dictate literally who he is. See, I knew it. I knew it. Remember what I just said a moment ago? I said it's either going to be funny or it's going to be serious. I am the original numero uno assassino. Le cacolo sporco figlio di puttano.
Your pet has returned.
Cazzo vuoi? Amenez-moi ça, mon tabarnak. You see that? When I travel, I have to be able to be multilingual so that I can blend in with the environment. And then I just walk by and just like that. And you get taken out. No one can take me out.
These are perfect. Kennick called me a fool, but I knew you'd
No
succeed.
cancer, no corona,
Drunk go anyway.
no atomic bomb,
Bring
no
these to the
grenade,
general at once,
nothing.
and tell her what
Nothing
you saw
can
in the
get me.
caves. I've already filled her in on the details.
I live as long as I choose.
Let me see those.
That's how that works.
Wide load in league with the Netherlands. As outlandish as your claims are, it's hard.
And God is cool with it too, because he's like, you know, I got billions of people I gotta manage. If you're willing to take your own in your own hands, it's a little bit less work for him. You know what I mean? Because I'm a handful. So now God no longer needs to rest on Sunday. Alone. He can actually take the whole weekend off. He can do Saturday and Sunday now. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. That's how nice of a guy I am. I'm just saying. But again, though, but again, and I've said this to you before, let's not go bonkers on this person. What is happening right now in the stream is actually an exact epitome of an example of how I told you I wanted to handle the channel. I'm all about having fun, being silly, and all that kind of stuff, right? And that's the problem with people's intentions. For all we know, this guy came in, Hitman Agent 47, he's got the profile pic and all that, right? Could just be having harmless fun. He could just be like, I must get you, 46. There can only be but one Hitman. Like, you know what I mean, though? Like, it's easy for you to see me because you can see my body language, you can hear my tone, you can tell I'm just joking around. We don't know if that's how he's talking or if he's like, you fucking piece of shit, I'm gonna take you out now. See the difference in the two speeches I just did? We don't know where that person is. But I'm just saying, I don't care, or I would have banned you myself 2 minutes ago. There's harmless fun that's like obvious, like coming in as Agent 47, like I must take you out. Like I said, there can only be one. And then there's people that are serious. That's the problem. Okay, well, the volume's off on this one because I'm live streaming. Oh, yeah. If he was coming in going, you're a little, I don't even know. You're a little cancer bitch. I should put you out of your misery. That kind of shit. Yeah, even though I think that's funny, because I just don't give a shit what people think. Yeah, people like that I would just ban. Not because I'm hurt. I'm hurt. Because people have expressed to me before in the past that they don't appreciate that kind of bullshit. And it kind of sets the mood of the stream a little differently. Right? So even though I can handle it, it's not just about me. Right? If the other people aren't enjoying themselves in the stream, they're not going to be around. I'll just be talking to myself, which I already do enough of that over 20 hours each day. So, yeah. And that's the thing with social media. So, like I said, with what he was just doing there, that's actually the prime example of why you kind of have to, you know what I mean? Just kind of go, okay, where's this going? Because you don't know. So I'm just putting these legendaries in here because I'll be able to pick those up on an alt if I ever play these. So this is my own fort that I can customize. See, I can come here. Man, that thing is driving me absolutely nuts. I wish I could just make that thing shut the fuck up. It's almost not worth the movement speed that you get from it. Pet grants 15% movement speed to nearby allies. I assume that also includes me. Only one aura can be equipped on a pet at a time. So, it makes me feel like you can have more than one aura on a pet. This one's kind of interesting. So, notice how in the beginning, you can only choose like a dog. You can choose an alcacaca, whatever the fuck they're called, and an owl. And the owls, they all have this, where all players gain 25% increased damage for 10 seconds, and it's on a cooldown. However, when I defeated a boss, look at how cool this is. I ended up getting a different type of owl that you can't buy. It just randomly, magically appeared in the game, and his name is Rumi. Actually, you can constantly keep changing his name if you want. And this one actually summons skeletons that deal 50% of your weapon damage and have 50% of your health, and they live for 12 seconds with a 30-second cooldown. That's actually one of my alt pets, but because this game is all about like the account, like the togetherness, I can take that pet. Now that pet that I just had that I want to put down, one of my other alts can have it. Like, that to me is pretty awesome. What would have been even better, however, is if I would have been able to swap out their skills. So, like, for example, and I know I'm ignoring the chat there just for a moment. See, if I go over here, there's all these skills. These are all the skills that I've unlocked by grabbing other pets. So, for instance, this is the one that comes from that dragon that drives me absolutely batshit crazy. And it says only one aura can be equipped on a pet at a time, making it seem like you can have more than one. So, I'm going to see... Oh my god, I might have just figured it out. No. Oh my, I could cry right now. I can have the movement speed and still have the skeletons. There it is. There's the buff. You could see it right at my feet. Without having to hear... I was the voice actor for that little whelp thing, by the way. They hired me for that. Okay. Holy shit, there's a lot of chat. Yeah, if his username was Josh, yeah, we don't talk about that here anymore. Just reminiscing. Just feed the running partners chocolate and we'll see what happens. I don't, but why do people always ask me that? But I'll be honest with you, even if I did have kids, I probably really wouldn't mention it. There's certain parts of my private life I have no problems talking about. Other ones, I don't have a problem talking about them. I just like leaving a little bit of mystery. I want people to look at me and go, okay, so we know he's fucked in the head. We know he doesn't work. He lives off the government's dime, as, you know, some people like to point out. He's on disability. He's a little... He says he's on his meds. We know how much money he makes. We know relatively where he lives. We know what he eats, what color his shit is. Is his urine dark, cloudy, or clear? But then there's just other parts of me. If you end up ever finding out on your own, that's cool. I don't care. But I won't broadcast it either and advertise certain other little aspects of my life that aren't a secret. I just want a little bit of mystery. You know what I mean? A little bit of mystery. A little bit of, I wonder if he has this. If he does that. You know? I like that suspense a little bit. It's a weird thing about me. And it's not that I don't want people to know. It's just I don't want everyone knowing everything. So funny enough, I share with people most of the stuff that most people wouldn't talk about. Right? So I'm weird like that. Will you die? Absolutely you will. Yeah. We need the blood type. Yeah. Again, it's just a weird personality quirk that I have. Yeah, I've... No meds for me. Goblin Killa HD. Why do I act like a social justice warrior on Twitter? We'll get to that in a minute. It's usually a thing streamers leave out most of the time. Yeah, okay. So about being a social justice warrior on Twitter. You're talking about YouTube. You're talking about YouTube. Because on Twitter, I'm a vile son of a bitch. I don't hold back at all. I just call it the way it is. On YouTube, and it's not an act. I don't act. This is who I am. On YouTube, funny enough, you mentioned social justice warrior. I actually have to be a bit more of a social justice warrior on YouTube. You know why? Because I want the gravy to keep pouring on my mashed potatoes. If I say and do certain things that I might think is funny, that I might think is okay, but that YouTube doesn't think is okay, yeah, that jar of gravy on the potatoes, it gets tilted back up and my potatoes go dry. I don't want that. I like mushy, moist mashed potatoes. So, you know, call it bending over, calling it selling out, call it just following the rules. You know, that's what I do. I follow the rules. So on YouTube, I've said this before, there are things outside of YouTube that I would be okay with, potentially, that I have to not be okay with on YouTube. Twitter, that's where I go to vent how I feel. So there's no act. Things I attack people about on Twitter are white people wanting to use the N-word. People that are like neo-Nazis. I attack those people. If that makes me a social justice warrior, then fuck, call me that, because I don't look at that 3-letter acronym as an insult whatsoever. I am overpowered. He's probably not even in here anymore, but oh, maybe he is. Actually, they don't. Actually, they don't. So let's get political, because I was done playing this game anyways. Let's get political now. Let's get nasty. Let's get fucking nasty. Let's get left versus the right in the political spectrum. Let's do libtards versus the Republicans. Let's talk about American politics for a moment. Let's talk about hair-sniffing Joe Biden and pussy-grabbing fucking Trump. Joe Biden. Let's talk about Obama. Where the fuck is their version of the Proud Boys? Where's their version of the KKK? Where's their version of riot mobs that go around doing what they do best? There is no version of that. But notice too, though, how I never said George Bush had a version of it. He was a Republican, right? This is Trump's America. It's a completely different beast. This whole battle is not even the left versus the right. You can swing left or you can swing right on the political spectrum. That's one thing. But the moment you take a swing and it's Trump, that is literally a completely different ballgame. Completely different. You're not a piece of shit for being a Republican or a Democrat. But being a Trumpy that supports the riot at the Capitol Hill, that's what makes you a piece of shit. You see what I'm saying? That's the political rant. Right there. Yeah, Black Lives Matter, they have a simple message. Quit treating us like fucking third grade citizens because we're fucking black. Is there a few of them that support Black Lives Matter, that could be rioting, that could be burning down cars? Absolutely. Doesn't mean they're all saints. But find me a fucking Proud Boy. Find me a neo-Nazi. Find me a KKK member that's a good old boy. You're not going to find one. Don't forget what Antifa is supposed to stand for. Anti-fascism. I don't like fascism. So I, in theory, on paper, support anti-fascism, which is what Antifa is. Now, could there be a small collect group of them that are going around raising hell? Absolutely. But is that the core premise, the main message that they're trying to convey? It's not. Whereas proud bitches, KKK, neo-Nazis, pure white supremacy, there's just nothing that comes from them that is pure and good. That's my point that I'm getting at. It's usually not, black and white, but yeah, when it comes to certain groups, there's just nothing positive about them whatsoever. None. Mussolini, the right wing. But I'm just saying. And now let me throw you a curveball that might be hard for you to catch. It might be hard for you to catch, so have a really big catcher's mitt because it's going to be a wicked curveball. I know some people that support Trump, but they don't really know about all the extra details. What was the first thing I said about Joe Biden to try to crack a joke, to try to ease the political discourse? I called Joe Biden the hair sniffer. I called Obama the drone master. I called George Bush the warmonger. I called Trump the pussy-grabbing narcissist, racist, fucking sexual predator. Do you see where I'm going with this? Every U.S. president that has ever stepped foot inside that Oval Office has done some shit. Or maybe you're just like Bill Clinton. You're like, I like to get blown under the desk. Now, that was a cringy impression, but you get the idea. The dude got blown under the desk. Most of you in here would have probably done that anyways and let fucking Lewinsky fucking, you know what I'm saying, suck on your Balboski. And that rhymed. Lewinsky, suck on the Balboski. All right, anyways. They all do shit. So in life, you can start to nitpick at every wrong thing that people do. Oh, Biden sniffs hair, he's a creeper, he gets behind girls, and what shampoo are you wearing? You know? I think everybody does some weird shit. And when you're in the spotlight 24 fucking 7, there's going to be some shit that comes out about you eventually at some point. A lot of people that hide, that aren't on camera, everybody's got skeletons in their closet. Some people willingly choose to open the door and showcase what's in the closet. Sometimes the door accidentally gets open and the skeletons fall out of the closet. Now the cat's out of the bag. That can happen too. But there's definitely some people that are a little bit more extreme than others. Trump supporting Republicans. I'm talking about the hardcore, like the die-hard, like I will go to Capitol Hill and what happened there was a good day for America kind of person. Those are the people I don't like. So if anything, I'm not a social justice warrior on Twitter because I talk to everybody. I'm not one of those fucking libtard snowflakes that's like, if I catch you talking to a Trump supporter, I'm going to insta-block. You can't move forward in life with that kind of mentality. It's no wonder we're in the year 2021 and it's like we're in the barbaric fucking days from millions of years ago. We can't even listen to each other talk. We are so touchy, we're so fucking sensitive that as soon as we find out there's someone playing for the other team, we don't even want to throw them the ball to see if they'll at least catch it and look at it and throw it back. Instead, we're like, nah, fuck this guy. We turn around the other way and we walk away. We want our voices to be heard, but we don't want to listen. Doesn't matter how psycho you think they are. They think you're equally as psycho, but no one ever thinks of that. So I think that rioters that went to Capitol Hill are fucking psychos. The difference between me and the average person is I would still sit down with one of them and let them share their piece. Doesn't mean I support what they did, but I would still shut the fuck up and I would listen to what they have to say. In turn, I would like to think that I could then interject and rebuttal with my own thoughts. That's how the fuck you sometimes have a chance of moving forward. We still won't necessarily at the end of the day leave thinking differently. I'm not there to change his mind. He's not there to change my mind. But we definitely can't advance as a society if we can't even listen to the other side. That's what most people on Twitter do. Do you know how many people have unfollowed me on Twitter because I was caught talking with the other side in a civil manner? I wasn't threatening them enough to their liking. So they messaged me and they said, fuck you. Unfollow. Oh, I'm so fucking hurt. Now, if that makes me a social justice warrior, cool. Sure. Whatever. I'm cool with that. There's a lot of chat there. Haruki. And don't forget, too, the U.S., no offense, it's a little bit of a different ball game. There's a lot of wacky stuff that happens down in the States. So I think, too, I think sometimes things get blown out of proportion, too. And then sometimes it goes the other way. Right? I definitely think, for sure, that there has to be some members of whatever group you affiliate with where there's going to be some bad apples. I have heard from former, but there's the key word, former Proud Boys that were kind of, they were kind of ashamed as to what the whole thing was about. It wasn't quite what they thought it was after actually being a part of the group and seeing just how vile it is. They're like, yeah, I don't stand for this. And now they're out of that group, right? So, like I said, Antifa, however the fuck you want to pronounce it. Oh, there's no doubt there's some of them that cause some shit. They're not all saints. No one's a saint. No one's a saint. Where there should be saints, like in a church, you have one of the highest amounts of fucking pedophiles amongst Catholic priests. Are we going to say all priests diddle little boys? No, because they don't. But it really doesn't help that there seems to be an absurd amount of cases in which there are a lot of Catholic priests that are. I grew up in the Catholic Church, man. It's disgusting. It's brainwashing, not because of the whole Christian thing, because of the Catholicism thing and the priests. A lot of them are some creepy bastards, right? So that's any group. Police, are all police out trying to murder people? No. I'd like to think the vast majority of them are out there trying to do their job, to serve and protect the community. But it doesn't help when there seems to be an absurd amount of them, again, that are going around getting caught right-handed from the beginning to the fucking end. So you see the whole thing, and you're just like, yeah, that definitely was not justified. Chasing someone down who's unarmed and unloading an entire fucking clip into them. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't matter what the fucking person did. You don't empty an entire clip in them. You don't do that, especially when they're not a direct threat, right? Depending on the specific circumstance, they're obviously, if they were a fucking mass shooter and they were like running off and their fucking AK-47 ran out of bullets, yeah, that might be a bit of a different story. You know, you're making sure they're down because you just don't know what they might do next. But if you pull someone over for, a burnt taillight and you find out that they got a bag of weed in the back and they're unarmed, the dude jumps out of the car, runs away, and he's got his back towards you, and you just boom, 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 an entire clip in him because your fat fucking pig ass couldn't catch up to him. You're a piece of shit. There's pieces of shit everywhere, is what I'm saying. They're everywhere. Everywhere there's a piece of shit. Everywhere. Some groups have a bigger concentration of those pieces of shit. But yeah. I've never blocked anybody on Twitter. Not even people that threaten to kill me. Never, ever. Gavin McInnes, yep, founded the Proud Boys. He left and completely disassociated with it because it transformed into something he didn't like. Yeah. Have I seen a ghost? No. Exactly. Anyways. So that's what that's all about. I'm very blunt. I'm not shy about how I feel. If I think something's stupid, like Twitter banning the word cuck and blind playthrough, and you can't call people a virgin, fuck you, Twitch. Does that sound very social justice warrior to you? I don't think so. There are some things that I just believe in that I think we should do better as a society. Some people take that as being a social justice warrior. A lot of people put a negative connotation to that term. I don't look at it as anything being good or bad, really. The only Hitman I'm going to play is terminating you now if you keep that up. All right. Goblin says there's nothing wrong with mass murder and gulags and reduction. What the hell's wrong with you? Just to clarify, in case I took that the wrong way. What did you mean by there's nothing wrong with that? Let me see if my game updated. I forget if it did. Oh, it is on the latest version. Now I'm just trying to figure out what to do next. Tommy is back. This will be interesting. Because I just went off on a huge rampage there. Well, not quite as bad as what happened with Tommy, but... So I'm confused, Goblin. What were you saying about there's nothing wrong with mass murder? That seems pretty fucked up. Hitman, if you ask me again, I'm going to remove you from the chat. It's annoying. I might play some. But I just want to... I responded to the Haruk when you said nothing wrong. Oh, okay. You see, it's all about context again, because on paper I was like, yeah, there is. And then I was going to be like, okay, so I need to get this guy out of the chat. Hello, Silva. My favorite game. All right, now we're going to end the political crap. I'm surprised there's still 9 people in here. Yeah, and see, and that, with whatever's remaining in my brain that actually works. And that's why I wanted to clarify. Because someone who just jumps the gun with a knee-jerk reaction just reads there's nothing wrong with mass murder. And what? Crazy psycho. And then they just boot the guy out of the chat. Didn't misgender who? What? How do you know my gender? You can't see that far down. You can assume all you want, but they always say don't judge a book by its cover. Oh, you're talking about the Haruna cave. Yeah. Yeah, because that whole joke, oh, wow, there's actually a girl in here? Yeah. There's actually a few more than you'd think. There's actually some girls that come in the chat that actually have guy names because they're tired of the few people that come in here that are thirsty, that start fucking messaging these people, what's your ASL? And it's just kind of creepy. Anyhow. I might try a Hitman mission just to kind of like anticipation for Hitman 3 to come out. But it's also because you may have to have it on your system for when Hitman 3 comes out in order to be able to access those free levels. If it's anything like Hitman 2, when you were trying to get the Legacy Pack, which I made a video on, which, by the way, got a couple 100,000 views, you needed the actual game physically on your system. So, because the game is big, it's actually one of the largest games ever. The complete package is 124 gigabytes. It's 14 gigabytes bigger than Red Dead Redemption 2. It's 24 gigs bigger than Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War, whatever the fuck you call that thing. And so I don't want to, like, on Hitman 3 be all like, fuck, right? Have to download almost 130 gigs of shit. So I figured I would download it, and since I downloaded it, I figured I'd start playing it again. Because it runs at 60 frames on ultra settings on the PS5. Like, I need to explain to people the difference between 30 frames and 60 is nice. I can do 30, But when you play at 60, you absolutely, definitely enjoy it. Say that again, Stotts? I'm going to lose social credit points over this. Over what? I'm better than... No. No one's as sadistic as me. You like the Hitman series, but it's so hard. It is. Really? Hey, don't feel bad. I play on easy. I have no shame. I play on casual and I still get my ass kicked. See, again, because I don't see facial expressions and shit, it's hard for me to pick up on jokes, on sarcasm. Sarcasm can be really hard to pick up on when all you see is text on a screen. Right? Okay. I think I've done enough for now. So I want to recap here. So these are all the levels from Hitman 1 that are able to be played inside of Hitman 2 via the, the upgrade thing that you get. So these are all Hitman 1 levels up until here. This is where Hitman 2 starts. These are now Hitman 2 levels. I've done all of these. I hate this one. It's like a racetrack. It's kind of boring. This one I really like a lot. That one's not too bad. I really like Whittleton Creek. It's like in like someone's neighborhood. I might do that one, actually. I don't really like that one. It's kind of weird. The bank I've done once or twice before. This is the one that I just did yesterday, or the day before, and that was the first time I ever came here. I had never done this mission, so that was brand new to me. I think it's a great level, very aesthetically pleasing, dynamic weather. At least it appeared to have dynamic weather. I believe this is the sniper mission only. There's like all these. I think this is the one where you only snipe. There's no like adventuring around. So what I'm going to do is real simple. Yeah, you see? Yeah, that's the one where you play only as a sniper. You don't get to like maneuver around and all that. At least I don't think you do. So if I don't like it, I'll just exit. It's really that simple. Yeah, it is the one where you can't move. But I'm just going to try it anyways. Yeah, see, there's like nothing to prepare. Really. Yeah, I don't like this one because you don't move. It's just sniping. That's the one sniper map. I've never done that one. Kind of looks a bit boring. It's just a port in Singapore. So a bunch of crates with a bunch of cocaine. Whoopie-doo. Siberia. In Russia. This reminds me a little bit of Metro. Exodus. The game Metro. A wonderful game. So I might try this one, actually. Oh. It's another one of those. I'll look at the chat in a moment, by the way. I'm just kind of trying to figure this out here. Okay, so those are sniper-only missions. The bank I've already done. It's pretty decent. That one is just a weird map. Let's do this one. This map is one of my favorites. I have to walk around the map and listen to opportunities and figure out how to use them. How to use what, exactly? Like I know about that mechanic in general. Hi, Phil, from the UK, loving your vids and livestream and your roasting of trolls. Thanks. Co-oping with you soon on PS5. Yeah, hopefully. Like I said, I've mentioned quite a few times a list of games that I have. Let me take a look at that really quick. So, I mean, potentially Call of Duty. That's not really co-op, but yeah. Torchlight 3 has co-op. This is on PS5, obviously, or PS4. Doesn't really matter. Sports games, I don't do co-op. Borderlands 3, I would do Borderlands 3. I'm pretty sure PS4, PS5 have the same cross-play or whatever. What other games do I have? Hunt. I just recently got Hunt. It was on sale. That would be an interesting game to play. Dying Light, I've never played co-op. I think it has co-op. Shows you how much I know. So there's a few games. Vermintide. I really like Warhammer Vermintide 2. I think it's an underrated game. I played a couple of matches there not long ago, and I had a blast playing it. Yes, I am Hitman 2, yeah. The PS7. Yeah, Dying Light is awesome. Sleeping Dogs is a great game, but I don't think that has co-op. Ark, I've spent a couple of thousand hours in. That's got a lot of fun stuff that you can do even in single-player co-op. So again, I have a few games on here, like I said. Ghost Recon. I like it more than Breakpoint, which is online only. This one you can do co-op with, just kind of like go around, just shooting random NPCs, whatever. That can be interesting. Civilization 6, you can play together against the AI. So I do have a few games on here that are co-op. Same thing with Ghost of Tsushima. There's the Legends mode, right? Marvel's Avengers. I haven't played that in a while, but that you can co-op. And Diablo 3. So I do have quite a few games that, again, like I said, I'm pretty sure even if there is one with a specific PS5 version of the game, that it should be co-op backwards compatible with PS4. It's the same network, so it should work. So I have a good amount of those games on there. And then I have some games on Steam, like Hunter, Call of the Wild, because of the whole mouse keyboard thing for first person. Yeah, so there's a few things on there that I would be wanting to try. What just happened there? Oh. Oh, escalation mission. I'm not looking for that. Just a standard mission. I think these are story missions. I don't remember. Let me click on it. I think that's what it is. It's because it's different. If I go to destination and I go to this one, they changed the menu since the last time I played. There's the challenges. There's the master mission. Ah, mission stories. Okay, that's where I was the last time. Okay, that's why I was confused. It's because I'm not used to seeing all these things here. That's the standard mission. Now we've got mission stories. Gotcha. Okay. And as you can see, I've done a few of them. Some of them are hard to do. They're not that easy. Let's try House for Sale. I have no idea what that is. There's only one way to find out. We'll go ahead with the chrome ballas. Just because, why not? Seems like it's a little warm in Whittleton Creek. So I might want to go there looking like that. Starting location. And we'll do the standard starting location. We're casual. So we'll go ahead with that. Yeah, Avengers is kind of weird. On one hand, I like it. On another, it's kind of like... Yeah, I hate pay-to-win shit. And the grind in that is absolutely beyond anything I've ever seen. So again, pretty smooth. Yeah, good luck with that. I didn't say I was good at the game. Let's see. Ah, there's our house for sale
47.
thing.
I've marked your map with several points of interest. We're running this mission with very little upfront intel, but these locations could provide clues to help you obtain the information we need. Good luck.
I have to tell you,
There
these
we
are
go.
the best muffins I ever had. I'm supposed to meet a client for a house showing today, but I can't stop eating. Maybe you know him, Mr. Nolan Cassidy?
Can't say that I do.
A realtor with a taste for the sweet things in life is in Whittleton Creek to show a house to Nolan Cassidy. It looks like he's stuck at a local muffin stand at the moment. It would be a shame to keep Cassidy waiting, wouldn't it?
So what does that mean? You want me to disguise myself as him? As the guy selling the house? As the guy buying the house? What's the story?
Well, he's interested in the Schmidt house down the road. You know, the
That's
one
what can
that
get
shut down
confusing
after the,
sometimes.
incident.
I'm not really from around here, senor. I don't know anything about that.
I see. Well, never
Mhm.
mind. He can wait a little longer. I need to squeeze a couple more of these beauties down.
Thanks for visiting Granny.
Hola, senor.
So what am I
Feel free
supposed to do
taste
here?
one of our sample muffins. Ellen's muffins are the best in
This-
town.
oh, it
and
tells
it's
you.
free every Saturday.
Disguise yourself as the server. Okay. So that can be easier said than done. You know, there's people around. You can't just walk up and, you know, just shoot them in the head. Because if I ruin that, that'll actually ruin the side story mission.
I see a lot of blueberries. But would you believe I've never
Thank you, Shrek. Follow the light bulb thingy. And get the light... Oh! But that's what I'm doing. Yeah, yeah. I'm waiting for these people to, you know... Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I mean. This game isn't Call of Duty. It's not just run and gun. You kind of have to assess the situation. Maybe I can distract him with a coin. Maybe he's a cheap bastard. Okay, for real? Get your muffin and get out. Let's throw a penny. Whoops. Over here.
Hey,
Damn.
you know littering is like committing a...
I wasn't littering. I'm throwing money. My nickel not good enough for you?
Okay.
Go get it.
We should really check that out.
Yeah, you should.
We'll have a look, please.
Sure.
See, perfecto.
Huh?
They're gonna catch me.
It was nothing. Thank goodness.
That's right, it was nothing. No one saw that. That's fucking hilarious. I want to get my money back. We'll just, drag him in the bush. We'll strip him naked. And, there. Awesome. In the bush. So now that we did the first part of that, this is where I like to save a game. Right? That way if I screw up, I want to be able to redo that, like, side mission content. So in case you don't know, this game has a lot of, like, side little stories, if you will. And when you do them, that's what'll make it so that you can have different places you can start the mission in. You'll unlock a lot of different areas and stuff like that. But I also still have to go ahead and actually finish the mission. So it's almost like a mission on top of the mission. Sort of. Hence, side mission. And I don't want to have to repeat that from the beginning. Oh, there. Open the garage door. Because most people have a button that would just allow anybody to enter their garage. Oh, that's creepy, even just the way the light adjusted to the room. I could have sworn I saw it in here. The rat poison. Wasn't it just here somewhere? Cannabis joint. Can I smoke it? I mean, it's been 20 years, but... No, you too good for the joint? You don't want to smoke it? Then why did you pick it up? I could have sworn I saw it in here. It must be inside the house. Oh, there we go. Rat poison. Yeah, but he collapses in the bushes. It was nothing. Yeah, because that is literally what she said too, which is what was funny. This might seem boring, but I do like to save often. But yeah, I'm really excited for Hitman 3 too. Not just the new locations, but just to kind of see how the whole game plays out from the prior 2 games that'll be included in the 3rd one for people that own the prior games. You placed a joint somewhere to smoke, I forget though. Can you actually smoke it somewhere? The marijuana? There we go. You are missing place the muffin on a serving plate. Where's the muffin? Hey, what? I don't do sign language. Speak up. Place the muffin. Oh! There's only like 20 of them here. Jesus. Can you tell I've never done this before? Place the blueberry muffin. Hopefully he doesn't notice me poisoning said blueberry muffin. Yeah, no, yeah, he didn't notice that at all. I'm gonna hide in the bush, because, you know, that doesn't look suspicious either. And then momentarily he should go, you know, something like that. I'm assuming that's what voice actors have to do for people that croak in a bush.
Oh boy.
Hey, how's it going?
This is
Any
God,
rude Sharma?
I feel sick.
Isn't the cannabis joints poison? I did. See, all these people that come in. Do you have kids? Do you have a girlfriend? Do you have a wife? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Maybe I'm gay and I have a boyfriend. I like keeping the mystery. Now I gotta disguise myself as the real estate broker. Again, I'm going to save it in case I botch it. It's pretty slow even though it's on an SSD because it's not optimized. Yeah, we'll do this one. I have no idea what that means. What the hell's a ruavi? I have no idea. Exactly. See? My secret's out. Am I a virgin? I'm not, and you have nothing but your mother to blame for it. So you can start calling me Dad. It would be well appreciated. Or I'm going to have to send you to your room to be grounded. The people I attract in this stream. It's pretty funny. This is going to be you the next time you ask me another stupid question. Except for the part where I take your clothes off. I don't want you getting too excited. Locate and approach Cassidy. Yeah. So this side mission seems to be going relatively well. so far. But I like that I don't have to go finding these people. There's just glowing green bulbs for me to just run at. I don't like having to think. Like, Grim Dawn is an amazing ARPG, but I hate having to run around a map for a half hour just to find a wolf I was supposed to kill. You know? Yeah, it's just weird, you know? You know, asking if someone's married, if they've got kids, they're not stupid questions. They're just bizarre to ask
I want to speak to the man in charge.
when it's the first thing that ever comes out of your mouth. That's what makes it weird. It's just kind of like, why do you even care?
Still all your
You know, like it makes no sense to me why you would care.
Mr. Cassidy, I'm sorry for the delay. I'm ready to take you to the house.
About time. Let's go. You know which one it is, right? Last one on the right, far end of the road. I hope you've got your presentation in order. I don't want this to be a waste of time, you understand me?
Yes, Mr. Cassidy.
I've been eyeing this place for some time. I trust we can make a quick execution here.
Of course, Mr. Cassidy.
Oh, there'll be a quick execution, and it'll end up in that fucking trunk of that car if you don't watch the tone of your mouth. Why is he following along? I'm drinking Diet
What are you
Pepsi.
waiting for? Unlock the door and start the tour.
I will punch you in the fucking snout, rip your mustache off your fucking lip, and stick it in your ass. I should have poisoned one of those cupcakes.
Fine. I've had my eye on this place for quite some time.
No, in 2 days I celebrate being sober 20 years. On January 15th. I don't want to ruin my 20-year sobriety. Because you're hoping there's some vodka. Vodka was actually one... Why are you so close? There's a pandemic! Convince Cassie to buy the house. How the hell am I going to do that? That's not a real estate simulator. I'm a fucking assassin. Convince him to buy the house. That's so vague. It's got nice floors, oakwood cabinets. It's got a big massive stove.
Pretty much done here, so I'll get out of your hair. Good luck with the sale. I'm heading out now.
Yeah, you made a mess.
West's house.
Might as well
The tour.
pick it up or I'll wrench you in the side of the skull. I seriously have no idea how I'm supposed to convince him to buy it.
The kitchen,
Oh.
gas stove, vinyl floors, which can be quite slippery when wet. Along with the bathroom, the kitchen is the most
Really?
dangerous.
Tommy, you
room
have
in the home.
COVID?
I don't know.
I don't know why I'm all like, really? Is that possible?
What else can you show me?
That does suck. Because it's just one of those things that's pretty easy to get. And it doesn't matter how young, how fit you are. It'll either kick your ass or it won't. And unfortunately, there's not much you can do about it. Yeah, they are. I wish I had his voice, though. I don't like my voice. I'd much rather have this guy's voice. The basement, or however he speaks. I don't have a low voice like that. The spider web. You know, like, I don't know. Maybe I should just dump his body in the freezer. Right there.
And here's the basement. The usual boiler elements are to be found down here. And it seems a room with a safe of some sort.
Now that is more like it. That looks just like a vault.
Yeah.
This is very interesting.
Well, that's good. You know, speaking of COVID, but I don't want to get into it because I'm so tired. I'm just so tired. of arguing. But,
Luck yet?
you know, just from everything that I've looked at,
I'll just wait here till you get that door open.
yeah, I'm
Nice
getting
work.
distracted. Let me just pause it for a second, save the game while I'm at it, in case I screw something up. You know, there's a lot of people that argue that it's nothing more than the flu. I even have a friend of mine that I have known for decades. He's like an anti-vaxxer, doesn't believe in anything. Doesn't believe in anything he reads on the news, which, you know, have a keen eye. Don't believe everything you read and hear, I get that. But at the scope and magnitude of COVID, he thinks that it's like, not only is it no worse than the flu, he thinks it's only about a quarter as potent as the flu. And I'm just like, where did he get those numbers? You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to sit there and tell me that all, like the WHO, the World Health Organization, conned the governments from around the world to all wear masks, shut down businesses, and stay inside because it would be a funny prank? Who would be benefiting from this? There's no one person on the planet that would benefit from a fake orchestration of the magnitude of what is COVID-19. It makes no sense. That's why I always tell people, if you believe in conspiracy theories, because there sometimes is legitimate reasons to think that there could be conspiracies, right? Oh, he's got a lot to say. The only thing to fear is fear itself, Joe Biden. Bill Gates is an evil weasel, plain and simple. Loves eugenics. I don't know enough about Bill to comment. I just know that his Windows platform sucks. But moving on. Yeah, so it just seems like in life, whenever there's a conspiracy theory, you have to look at what the motive is. What's the financial gain, potentially? Because usually that's what it is. People break the law. They do all these things, usually for power, money, prestige, whatever, right? How is any one person or group benefiting from this if this was all orchestrated and if this was all blown out of proportion, right? I've met too many people in real life that have actually lost people dead to COVID. I don't know that many people, though, who have lost loved ones to the flu. Because yes, there are people every year that die of the flu, right? But we also have a vaccine for the flu and all these kinds of things and the way it transmits. And COVID-19 is a lot more vascular in nature as well. So it's a really different beast, you know, that we're dealing with. Anyway, so all I was getting at is, it is interesting how there's people out there that are like, oh my God, it was man-made. It was made in a lab. One guy did this on purpose so that everyone would buy his face masks. I'm like, oh my God, Jesus. People would blame COVID on Trump and Biden would win. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. It's just... Well, but I also know some people that think COVID is real. But, Aniruddha Sharma. Shawarma. Listen here, shawarma. I eat you for supper. Literally. You're one of my favorite meals. Don't ever insult me like that ever again. There is no one as mental as me. No one. I set the bar for mental illness. Like, it's so far up there, astronauts can't even see the bar. They're going, wow, shit, got nothing on this guy. You're not mentally ill. You're just fucking stupid. You know. Alright, I'm bored. He's gone. Bye-bye. Fuck off. I had enough shawarmas for one day. Oh, that was a slam dunk. Exactly.
This is more
Let's
Fuck
hope
'em.
it doesn't set off the alarm somehow.
No shawarmas for today.
All right, let me have a look at this thing. Advanced Kronstadt Matrix Laser Home Security System. We used to break these open for training at the academy. The thing about these systems, most homeowners are lazy. So
Trying to find some clues. I don't know of what exactly, but
let's just try the standard admin code. Just for fun. Well, what do you know?
pacify.
Looks like Schmidt was a bigger amateur than I imagined.
Overflow the sink. What happened to what? I'm so confused. What did he say? Huh?
Sticking out of the ground, weird sloping things like that.
You got it, sir.
You guys can't see the chat? Or you can't see it because when I blocked him, it removed his messages? Is that what you're saying? Oh, he didn't actually say anything that was that bad. I'm just done. I'm just tired today. I'm not in the mood to fight. He said maybe they are mentally ill like you. Really? I just unhid his message. That's bizarre. Here, hold on a second. Let me show the peeps what's up. Oh, it would help if I switched my thing to my computer. My pumpkin head might be in the way. There we go. Let me highlight it here. There. Right there above my head. You guys couldn't see that? So I can argue with a guy for 2 hours on a live stream, yell and curse at him. Everyone sees that. This guy says a simple, maybe they're mentally ill like you, and he was shadow banned automatically by everyone. That's hilarious. So that's why I said what I said. I said, hey, don't insult me like that. No one's as crazy as I am. You know, don't compare me to other people. I was trying to be funny, right? That's why I'm just tired. And I didn't know how to pronounce his name. I wasn't trying to be rude to him. I was just trying to be funny a little bit. So I said, forget it. Yeah, YouTube is pretty weird. All right, let me go back to my... Anyway, so you didn't miss much. I was just surprised you couldn't see it. Now, were you able to see his name and then the message was blank, or you just didn't even see that he even typed anything? I'm just curious. But yeah, he's gone. I'm bored. I wasn't being entertained enough by him. Nothing? Okay. Not even his name? Oh, okay. You're probably like, huh? What? So I could see on your end why you were like, is he having one of those episodes? Yeah. It's funny how you could be like, fuck you, you piece of shit. You're a son of a bitch. You're going down. I'll give you an uppercut. But if he says mentally ill, boom, shadow ban. Didn't even have a chance to have anybody see his message. It's just kind of weird. You could threaten to knock a guy out. They won't ban that, but mentally ill's where they draw the line.
So you're looking to sell this for...
And that, my friends,
Sounds about right.
proves to you my point about what I said before, why I have to be careful what I say. Or it can affect the percentage amount of money that I get on YouTube.
Quite interesting. And a nice looking safe in here too. Any idea what the previous owner was using this for?
Yeah, fuck you. There you go. Took him out with a wrench. I got distracted. I don't even know where the other guy went. Where the hell did the other guy go? Let's snap his neck.
Nolan
Oops.
Cassidy is down. Good work, 47. Janus awaits your attention.
With all the talking and the pausing and the switching, I completely lost where his partner was. Can we dump in this box? No, he's too big for that box. Not that it really matters if they discover his body, but I guess I'll just leave it in here. No, that's not a door you can open. What the hell just happened there? Did you see that? Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm not too worried about it. Sometimes they do look at context, though. Yeah, I could load my save part, but no, it's fine. So his body got... Oh, I thought his body got annihilated. It just got blown over. Okay, that would have been funny. I'll explain this really quick and then... or I'll explain it in a minute. I just feel like my streams, a lot of times, they're very slow. There's a lot of chatter. Not always enough action. But then again, the title does explain it. Mainly chatting. So it's not like I'm clickbaiting people into thinking they're going to have an extraordinary time. So I shouldn't feel too bad because the title is appropriate. I'm not good at explaining things at the same time I'm playing, which is also why I pause the game a lot. Yeah, I can't do it. My brain's all over the place. Okay. So essentially what happens with getting demonetization, or a reduction in monetization, rather. Exactly, I don't know. What are your thoughts on 9/11 in Israel? Oh boy, now we're getting into it. We're really getting into it. Remember that in the future, I'm going to have to tone down the political stuff, because that's generally like a faux pas for anyone looking to actually seriously be relatively successful live streaming. This is usually not the way you want to do it. There are people that'll get kicked out of a stream for asking something like that. It's considered trolling. I'm not saying you're trolling. I'm just saying, right? But, no, I wasn't. I was a terrible student. So depending on what you say will be taken into context. Depending on what other people type, not really. If there's too much swearing, too much profanity, instead of getting a certain percentage of monetization on that specific video, it might be reduced. If I say the F word too often, Tim Hortons, Chevrolet, whatever, right? The ads that go on my channel, they might not like that. So they might not put as many ads in my video. I think it very well could have been orchestrated by the US. I don't think it was caused by the US. It also possibly could have been stopped beforehand, right? Why you're hacked? I feel bad. Huh? Who got hacked? What? Hello, King Liang. Plain Rock 2, Pebble 4. Who got hacked? I'm confused. And I do gotta go in about 5 minutes or so. Ish. 5:10. Anyhow, until he answers me as to who got hacked. Yeah, so, anytime I spew my mouth about stuff, I just want people to realize I'm not claiming to know necessarily what I'm talking about. I'm just being real. Sometimes it's just based on what I've read, what I've heard, and ultimately any events that we can talk about. Did OJ do it? Like any aspect of life. 9/11. Was it an inside job, and all this kind of stuff. Ultimately, when it's all said and done, I wasn't there. You know what I mean? I wasn't there. I can only go by what I hear, what I see and read, or what the media wants me to see, or what they want me to think I see. And sometimes it can be hard to go off of that, right? All I know is my feeling, my gut tells me that there's a little wee bit more to 9/11 than meets the eye. Absolutely. There's just things that don't add up. Period. Doesn't necessarily point the finger at anybody. Doesn't necessarily mean that it was an inside job by US officials. But it was definitely pre-planned, and the damage that occurred on that day was a lot more from just a couple of airplanes smacking into some buildings. There's more to it than that. I recommend a channel, Ryan Dawson, Native American who lives in Japan and speaks the truth about a lot of things. I might have heard of him. He was trying to be funny talking about your background for your face cam. Was he? Oh. See, I didn't catch on to that. Is that why you said I got hacked? Meme says, I know you in Canada, bro. Well, no shit. I only advertise it to everybody that I live in Canada. Tell me something about myself I don't already know. Really good evidence came out against him after the trial occurred, or he was the result of civil cases, which are in a... Yeah, see, so the thing with OJ, just super quick. Just hear me out. Don't get all feisty, I'm a little open-minded that it might have actually been his son. There was reasons to believe... back in the early 90s and 94 when the shit was going down, or 95 I think it was, I followed the case. I was a teenager. I was also really high and drunk at the time. I was doing a lot of partying back then. But I remembered really following into it. And I remember who was the prosecuting attorney, Greta Van Susteren. And there was Robert Shapiro and all that. Kato Kalin. It's coming back to me a little bit. Anyways, if he was in on it or not, I wasn't able to come up with a conclusion of my own. But I know, or at least I think, rather that's the proper term, is I think if he did in fact do it, I don't think he was alone for some reason. I think there was somebody else in on it. What moment sticks out to you as the most embarrassing experience ever? I don't know. Yeah, so Shrek, I know you've been in here a lot, but you can't be talking like that. Because that will get you banned from the stream. I have a lot of... Not that it should be my responsibility, because I do put that this is an adult stream. It's not meant for kids. But, oh, because you're talking about... Oh, yeah, I see where that kind of... It's still disgusting. You should have just said, my parents walked in on me without having to be so graphic. About the most embarrassing moment, right? Yeah. Sexual stuff is stuff... It's kind of not weird, but it's like, I'll kick your ass, I'll throw you out a window, I'll bop your head with a brick. but you start joking around about the sex stuff, and it's just like, that's where I kind of, I don't like that shit at all. Yeah. There's some kids, younger people that come in here. I can't always control and figure out how old people are, but the most hilarious childhood memory I could think of? Can't really think of anything embarrassing or funny. I once got stuck on top of a climbing frame, like a train. Yeah, I'm hungry too. I'm gonna have to go soon. Anyways, so I don't know if anybody else potentially agrees, but the whole OJ thing, I think somehow maybe his son had something to do with it as well. But anyways, yeah.
Every time he sees me, he comes out and wants to talk. And the problem is he just won't shut up. Always ranting about that damn lawsuit against Janus and waving piles of papers.
Oh yeah, see, I got distracted again. The whole 9/11 thing. It's weird how some of those buildings, you know, like how they collapse just perfectly straight down. There had to have been like a demolition crew that had set up some prior explosives in the building. You had tower number 7, you know, hundreds of feet away from the Twin Towers. And while the person was on the news, I saw it live in 2001. So, I mean, I wasn't there, but I mean, I saw the live feed. And the tower, just like right there, live on the news, Tower 7 just magically just crumbled perfectly straight down the way a demolition team would take down buildings in a crammed city such as New York so that they don't just topple over, right? And then the whole thing that you've heard time and time again, you know, jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams. Well, those are facts. So there was a little bit more to it than, you know, what was there. How was it possible for these people beforehand of the airplanes going into the buildings? Were they able to set up detonation so that when they would impact, it would just kind of finalize the whole thing? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Not sure about the sun. I'd have to look in. Yeah, it's been a long time. Don't forget, the last time I really dug into the OJ thing, we're talking like a quarter of a century. And I was high and drunk. You know? There was another tower as well that looked like it got incinerated. Yeah. Tower 7. Controlled demolition. That's right. Building 6. Nah, it was 7. Yeah. Hey, how's it going, Tyler? No, there's another building. I was a year old when 9/11 happened. God damn, you're young. Jet plane impact at 1,000 mile will destroy steel beams. Oh, absolutely. But they weren't going 1,000 miles an hour. I was 95. What? Anyways.
Janus and a local resident. It might be just what we're looking for.
Yeah, I won't be able to finish this, to be honest with you. I'm getting incredibly hungry. And I'm getting a bit of a headache. So I'll chat for like another couple of minutes. I just can't do the gaming and the chatting at the same time. It's just way too distracting. It's driving me nuts. Yeah, I wouldn't joke about that, Haruki. I told you there's some stuff that I'm not really cool with joking around about, you know what I mean? Like, I'm into like dark humor and stuff like that. You know, but yeah, like because of YouTube again, I have to be, like I said, like Goblin Killa HD was saying, I was a social justice warrior. You know, I'm not butthurt by the comment at all, but YouTube might be. And sometimes they do manually review these videos too, eh? And they'll go as far as, like, you know, if you're just going along with it, being complacent, is that the word? I don't know. Don't forget, English is not my first language. So, yeah, I kind of have to get the gavel out and order in the court, you know, sort of thing. But yeah, there are certain things you don't want to mess with. I was 12 once 9/11 happened. Yeah, I was like definitely old when it happened. Going about 4 knots and the other was 5. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, the speed itself, but I mean the whole building, just the way it collapsed. Now, I have nothing against people that speak different languages. I just want to be super clear on that. Because I speak different languages. Moi aussi, je suis capable de parler d'autres langues. C'est pas juste l'anglais que je peux parler. Mais il faut garder ça en anglais, mes amis. So, we do have to keep the chat English. Predominantly for the fact that it's more of a courtesy thing for the other people in here because it's very unlikely that anybody else is going to understand anything other than English. Right? It's like that whole thing where you go to a party and you have, let's say, whoever, it doesn't matter who it is. Let's say Chinese people and they're speaking Chinese amongst each other, but they're fully capable of speaking English, but they switch to Chinese the moment somebody else comes in because they don't want you to hear what they're saying. I'm just saying that, right? Especially if you're at a social gathering. If you're like on a public transportation, well, who cares? You're not supposed to be eavesdropping on people's conversations anyways. So I don't want people thinking I have anything against other people talking a different language. Like if I was taking a bus, I would speak French because most people don't speak French, and I don't need you eavesdropping on my conversation. I actually told a couple to get out of my house about 5 years ago. I sold them an old iPhone. And they came over, and they were like this. Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, that's a beautiful, lovely little iPhone you have there. Hey, qu'est-ce que t'en penses de ça, là, ce téléphone-là? What? Right away, I'm like, je te comprends, mon petit Chris. Like, I was like, first of all, I speak your language, so I'm yelling at them in French. I'm like, you come into my fucking house, and then as soon as you consult with your fucking partner, you swap the language. I'm like, that ain't cool. Oh, Jesus. There can only be one Tommy gun. You still have the newspaper? Tower 7 only looks like controlled demolition from a certain angle. The angle most people view it on shows at the top half, which does look like a controlled demolition. Yeah. Shrek. Once in a while. Haruki. Let's try to keep it English. Because you see what happens is then everybody else, it's the domino effect. It's the copycat effect. Then everybody starts like talking different languages. Now, if your name is a different language, that's okay. Like the guy that came in with whatever that means, I don't know. But, hey, Rix. Thank you. Been watching for the past 30 minutes. I feel bad for you. From the UK, you have family in Winnipeg. Nice. I've lived in Winnipeg when I was younger. Yeah, like I said, the whole keep it English is just so that everyone can understand what's being said. Right? That's the only reason. Like, it's sad that we live in a world like where I feel like I have to explain myself, like why that is. You know what I mean? Because some people might take that the wrong way. But yeah. Yeah, now it's funny. It's funny actually. I'm glad you mentioned that. This is not at all like the whole thing in the U.S. where you have some people yelling at Spanish people saying, "This is America, speak English." Right? This is totally different. I just want to clarify that. Cazzo voi, cabron. Eh? Pinche mayate. I love Spanish. Again, when you're in public, no one owes you shit, right? No one needs to know what you're speaking. It's none of your goddamn business what they're saying. Again, though, you go to someone's house, you're trying to sell them something, they talk to their buddy and they're like, hey, it's like, what the fuck are you saying? Get the fuck out of my house. After you pay me, of course. Yeah, to me, that's just rude. Because I love languages. I love different languages. You know? Just not the ones I don't understand when they're being spoken in my house. Yes, it is. Yeah. Well, of course. Another thing I think is rude, or not necessarily rude, but just messed up, is like I'm talking to someone, let's say like on eBay or something, and we're like going back and forth, whether it's in French, Spanish, English, whatever. But then you reply to me in a completely different language. Or I post an ad in English and I put the languages that I can respond in, but you write me a huge wall of text in a completely different language I don't understand. And then you expect me to reply. It's like, what? Well, EA has a few good games, but yeah. Anyways, before I go there in about a minute, I'm trying to figure out what I want to play later if I come back. Last night, I spent 2 hours, like I said, from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. I literally was all like, okay, should I do this? Should I do that? I just didn't feel like I could commit to a game. Today, I did kind of okay. I only played a couple of games, and that was it. Sometimes I'm in the mood to like literally jump all over the place because I just recently bought a few games. Sometimes I only want to play them for 5 or 10 minutes, hop out into another game, hop out into another game, and I just can't make up my mind. Huh? Why the hell is Hitman's sleeves imperfect? What do you mean? What's wrong with his sleeves? I don't get it. Sounds good, Shrek? I have no idea what's going on. None whatsoever. Shut up, look at me, V. V's in here? But yeah, so... No, okay. Anyway, so for later, the games that I mentioned earlier, is there any games that anybody plays? Maybe you could try... Like, does anybody own Torchlight? Let me do this in closing. Oh, V is in here. How's it going? Why'd you tell him to shut up and look at you? Borderlands, maybe. I'd rather play either Hunt Showdown, Torchlight 3, Hunt Showdown, Torchlight 3, Warhammer Vermintide, Civ 6, Diablo 3. Those are games right there that I just named that I would like to play. Maybe tonight, co-op-ish. I might actually play Tropico 6 tonight. Like I said, I don't know. Yeah, Hunt Showdown's kind of cool. It's not too bad. But anyways, those games I just mentioned, those are things I would... Well, I gotta go now. I might play Call of Duty later. Call of Duty tends to be just like my default too, when I can't really make up my mind. But I'm just not nearly as good on the controller as I am on the computer. But unfortunately, my computer's unable to stream Call of Duty on PC and also play it at the same time. It hiccups a little bit, and it really kind of bonks the flow of the game for me. It's kind of jarring. It keeps going from 60 down to 56 to 60 frames. It kind of skips a little bit. So Agent 47. Do I know you by any chance? Are you new to the stream? Because I don't think I've ever seen you before. Because you are a little bit odd. Sleeping Dogs is cool. There's no online or co-op, though. I was kind of hoping to do a co-op thing. I do use FrameLock. I said my computer's not strong enough to stream it and play it at the same time. It'll go from 60 down to 56, back up to 60. I could lock it all I want, but if my computer's 7 years old and it can't keep up with it, it's not going to work. But that doesn't make me humble. I actually did start playing Call of Duty with a controller. But there's nothing wrong with me wanting to stay used to a mouse and keyboard either. All I'm saying is I don't mind playing Call of Duty with a controller, but that I'm only, like, literally about half as good. So instead of 30, 40 kills a match, I'm probably only going to get 10 to 15 kills a match. I'm just saying it's a bit frustrating. I wish I could perform as well, because the game plays much better on my PS5, obviously, because it's doing all the heavy lifting. All my computer's doing is streaming it. But if I play the game on my computer, now it's got to stream and play the game at the same time, and it's just too much. So when I play the game on my own, I always play it on PC because it works perfectly. Use the capture card. I am using a capture card. That's how you can see my PS5. You live right beside me. Well, guess what? Newsflash for you. I don't got any neighbors. So that's how I know you's full of shit. There's no one that lives next to me. You thought you had me there, eh? Maybe, but I don't have next door neighbors. I don't play well with others. I live next to you. Yeah, okay. I've heard that one before. Look out your window. I'm right there. I live next door. Really? Interesting. But yeah. So of those games again, to recap, sorry, I sound like a broken record. Does anybody have Torchlight on PlayStation 4? How's that? Anybody? No? Okay. Because that's a game that I do kind of want to get through the story more. I do want to play some Yakuza as well. I really do like the game. I like the story a lot. I'm having a lot of fun with it. But no offense, sometimes I'm not in the mood for having a game that's just got so much cutscenes. Sometimes, right? I'm just not always in the mood for that. But yeah. I could be alone. Maybe I'm not alone. I'm currently alone. Maybe I won't be later. Maybe I gotta go because, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I won't be so alone. I don't live with Sasquatch. Anyways, so I'm gonna go for now. Get some more exercise in. Phil, you get a refund on Cyberpunk on the PS5? No, because I don't have Cyberpunk on the PS5. I have Cyberpunk on PC. because I generally can't do first-person games with a controller. Okay, so that one is pretty. I have no idea who that is or what that is. Yeah, I'm gonna go eat as well. Plus, my ass cheeks feel like they're gonna fall off my ass from sitting in this chair for 2 hours. There you go, 2 hours. It's too much. But yeah. I'll probably, I say probably because I don't know. I have no expectations of myself whatsoever. It depends. That would take a long time to explain. Nothing makes me insecure. Whose kid are you? Huh? I have no idea who that is. I have some goals to do better than what I'm doing right now on YouTube. That would be nice. I'm so confused. I don't expect shit from a love relationship. Nothing whatsoever. All right, I'm going to go. You'll have to talk to my old probation officer if you want that information. I'm good with where I currently live right now. Wouldn't have it any other way. Pizza, however, I don't eat pizza anymore. All right, thanks for stopping by. And I'll be back in about 4 hours, 3.5, 4 hours, around 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, potentially. Watch for the title. If it's the same where it says mainly chatting, then you know what to expect. It means that I still don't really know what I want to do. Otherwise, I might just do some Call of Duty for like an hour and then just end the stream or something like that. Or I might just do Tropico or some more Torchlight. I kind of want to get through the story a little bit more. But yeah. Are women equal to men? Well, no, generally their chests are bigger. So they're not quite equal. There's like, you know what I'm saying? They're a little heavier in the chest area. Their hair tends to be longer. Their hair is not equal to mine. I have no hair. I don't have a bucket list. All right, I gotta go. For people that still want to talk, you know where to find me. Twitter, all that fun stuff. Happiest event of my life is probably when I got my first paycheck from YouTube. My bucket is so morbid. All right, I gotta go. I'll be back in 3.5-ish or so hours, hopefully. Bye for now.